Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today is Friday, October 18th, 2019, and today we're going to be looking at pretty much the whole debacle between Secretary Hillary Clinton and Representative Tulsi Gabbard. So essentially, this whole thing happened in the past, I guess, news cycles, around 24 hours. Hillary Clinton essentially called Tulsi Gabbard a Russian operative without specifically stating her name. She went on a podcast and pretty much discussed Tulsi Gabbard as someone that the Russian, movement has groomed and has set bots to support online and to push her narrative to possibly run as a third-party candidate in the 2020 election. Depending on who the eventual nominee is. Hillary Clinton pretty much re-stepping in. I had no idea that this thing was even going to come up. When I first heard about this news story, I thought it was fake. I thought it was just a satirical article about Hillary Clinton somehow re-entering into the political atmosphere. But this is a very real thing in terms of the whole tension between the Hillary Clinton side of the Democratic Party and now the Tulsi Gabbard side of the Democratic Party. I'm seeing a lot of split between a number of Democrats backing either Tulsi Gabbard or either backing Hillary Clinton. Some candidates have even subtly, given their remarks towards this, but it should be pretty interesting and just something that I would like to go over. This is relevant to the 2020 Democratic field in a way. Tulsi Gabbard is a 2020 Democratic candidate. I did say that I would try to step away from that, but at the same time, this was a very, very, newsworthy thing. It's definitely could create a divide between the Democratic Party. And it is pretty interesting considering that Hillary Clinton decided to even say something about a candidate that's not even polling at around 1% nationwide. So there's a whole thing to discuss about this. But essentially, Tulsi Gabbard striked back. She tweeted out and said, "Great. Thank you, at Hillary Clinton. You, the queen of warmongers, embodiment of corruption, and personification of the rot that has sickened the Democratic Party for so long, have finally come out behind the curtain. From the day I announced my candidacy, there has been a concerted campaign to destroy my reputation. We wondered who was behind it. Now we know. It was you. Through your proxies and powerful allies in the corporate media and war machine, afraid of the threat I pose. It is now clear that this primary is between you and me. Don't cowardly hide behind your proxies. Join the race directly." Now, first things first, initial, overall reaction to this when I first saw these tweets was that this was going to hurt Tulsi Gabbard more than it helps her. There could be a lot of media attention towards her name that could possibly bring some Democrats into supporting her, but Tulsi Gabbard's new primary opponent for the 2020, for her representative race in Hawaii 2nd District has capitalized off this and has actually gotten a little bit more support from Democrats that are opposing Tulsi Gabbard. So that's one thing. She could be out of Congress if this doesn't work out, which it doesn't look like it's going to, just based off the numbers alone. But she is pretty much taking down one of the number one Democrats in America. She was the 2016, Hillary Clinton, was the 2016 Democratic nominee. She was Secretary of State. She was a senator from New York, First Lady under President Bill Clinton. I mean, she has this whole, thing wrapped around her. We all know Hillary Clinton. Some of you like her. Some of you hate her. You know, there's a huge difference in the way that people perceive her. And it also is going to end up in a way that people are going to end up hating Tulsi Gabbard or liking her or loving her based off of this interaction alone. A lot of Republicans have come out to support Tulsi Gabbard, not so much for the presidency, but just backing her in this, opposition to Hillary Clinton. It makes sense. A lot of Democrats and Republicans may have mixed feelings about Hillary Clinton, but generally the Republican Party is more against than the Democratic Party. Now, first things first, Tulsi Gabbard discussed a concerted campaign to destroy her reputation. I personally do not believe Hillary Clinton was behind anything related to that, to be completely honest. I don't think it actually mattered that much to Hillary back when Tulsi Gabbard originally announced. Nick Merrill is a spokesperson for Hillary Clinton. Tweeted at Tulsi Gabbard. Let's go ahead and actually read what you can see on the tweets here. But like I said, they were discussing, this is the, 2020, opposition to Tulsi Gabbard in Hawaii's 2nd District. Airman, veteran, Hawaii Airlines pilot, state senator. So he has some things behind him. But he said, did Donald Trump steal Tulsi's phone? So a lot of people are relating to what she said, Tulsi Gabbard said, being very close to something you might see from President Donald Trump. Embodiment of corruption, rot that has sickened the Democratic Party for so long. A lot of the diction that she's using is very similar to something you might see out of a Donald Trump tweet. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly the worst thing. Donald Trump's style of communicating with the public through social media is extremely effective, and it looks like it actually worked. Bernie Sanders supporters, Elizabeth Warren supporters that may not have liked Hillary Clinton back in 2016, or progressives in general, and almost any Republican probably liked and retweeted this and when they saw it on Twitter. I guarantee it, most of these retweets, or at least half of them, are from, I guess, Democratic opposition, not so much Democrats in favor of Tulsi Gabbard, because otherwise that number right over here at 1.2% nationwide would be up a little bit higher. But again, I have a lot of respect for Tulsi Gabbard personally, the way that she was able to stand up to other Democrats in the past as well, and to other Republican candidates, and not Republican candidates, Republican people, just anyone in general. The fact that she was able to hold her ground, I respect her a lot for her service as well. She definitely is someone who believes in the country's, I guess, spirit, and defended this country. And to be honest, that is someone that I personally respect. But at the same time, she has all of this behind her, but she's entering into a new step of politics that is really going to get her hands dirty. If she's not going to come out on top after this Democratic, I guess, race for president, she may be eventually screwed. I don't think that people like Bernie Sanders and Warren may be looking to her anymore as a VP nominee because of her outspokenness. They're going to alienate the majority of the Democratic Party. Though many people, I know a lot of you guys, think that the majority of the Democratic Party may be progressive, but in actuality, if you look at the data, if you look at the election results from the past number of Democratic primary elections, typically centrist Democrats are the ones that come out on top. Tulsi Gabbard, she actually is not a progressive per se. She has some support from certain progressives, but she's definitely a little bit closer to the center, possibly to the right, than a number of these candidates running. She is not qualified for the November debate, so we may not even see her on the nationwide scale. She's actually one of the lowest polling candidates out of the people that have potentially qualified. Tom Steyer, on one hand, is actually qualifying, but he has 1.6% of the vote now. So before, when I originally made my video, he was at 0.7%, but now he is above Tulsi Gabbard. But it is pretty interesting that Beto O'Rourke has not made it on to the overall November debate, considering he's at 2.6% nationwide, which is pretty interesting to me. But there are some candidates that have actually discussed. Let's go ahead and just see Cory Booker. I know he didn't really say something per se, but he responded with this to Tulsi Gabbard's tweet, which doesn't look too hopeful there. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see if there's anything. Okay, right here, worldwide trends, Tulsi, number up here. But there's pretty much a very back and forth between Hillary Clinton and Tulsi Gabbard. And, you know, this is pretty interesting. Just looking at the overall, I guess, debacle that has sprung out, Tulsi Gabbard is going to alienate the majority of the Democratic Party. But to be honest, I don't think she cares. She's not doing too well just based off the data alone. Yes, she is pretty well known nationwide, but at the same time, I don't think that this is going to help her that much. She didn't really gain much by coming out against Hillary Clinton, but also at the same time, I feel like she would have done better if she refuted Hillary Clinton's claims. This whole discussion about her becoming a potential third-party candidate needs to be discussed. This whole, I guess, idea, doesn't need to be discussed, but will be discussed by the mainstream media, and that is going to only hurt her in this aspect. I understand that many of you may not like Hillary Clinton, but when you, as a 1% candidate, to be completely honest, come against someone who practically got the majority of Democrat votes back in 2016 in the primary, you're not going to be doing too well amongst the voter base. The same people that voted for Hillary Clinton are probably not turning to Tulsi Gabbard and being like, you know what? This is funny. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and vote for you now because you called out the person that I voted for back in 2016. That's probably not what's going to happen. And to be honest, this was just, I guess, in a way, a distraction from the overall 2020 race. But Tulsi's name will get mentioned in the news more. That will be something that will help her. But at the same time, I think that she is going to be, if she wants a realistic shot getting past this threshold to make it onto the November debate, if she wants to actually corral the majority of voters, she's going to need to go ahead and actually bring back in those voters that she alienated so early on with attacking back Hillary Clinton. If she had not said anything, I think she would have actually been at a better spot than before, because a lot of Hillary Clinton's, I guess, comments are deemed irrelevant to the 2020 race. A lot of Democrats do not want her to come out and support whichever Democratic nominee because they think that could eventually hurt them in certain states that Hillary Clinton was not too popular in. And I understand that. But at the same time, Tulsi could have let this blown over. Personally, I do understand why Tulsi Gabbard came after her, but I'm not going to say that that was beneficial to her, meaning that she would get more voters out of this. She will get more national attention, but it's probably not going to be positive. The mainstream media definitely is not going to try to spin this in favor of Tulsi Gabbard because she's not one of their little star candidates that they're going to worry about. But this is pretty, I guess, a pretty interesting back and forth between them. But we should see how this eventually turns out. So I really just wanted to make a video about this. Tulsi Gabbard, pretty much, I think I respect her personally. I think that she's a strong woman, strong political candidate, has good things behind her. And although Hillary Clinton, a lot of the things she says, again, are deemed irrelevant. That is one thing. This was news for a little bit, that Hillary Clinton had called Tulsi a Russian operative. But to be completely honest, in a month from now, we probably would be focusing on something that happened with President Trump or someone else in the Democratic field. But this might actually turn out worse for Tulsi Gabbard. She may see primary opposition that could actually beat her. She may see backing, Hillary Clinton backing other candidates in terms of, I guess, monetary funds to take down Tulsi Gabbard, or even running ads against her. For anything we know, this could probably not. It probably won't end well for Tulsi Gabbard, to be completely honest. Hillary Clinton has a very strong hold on the Democratic Party, and it's really hard to take down an establishment candidate when you're polling at 1% nationwide. But not establishment candidate. I guess she was back in 2016, but she's not a candidate now. So establishment member of the Democratic Party. So thank you guys for watching this video. Again, comment down suggestions. Make sure to go ahead and head over to the community tab. Subscribe if you haven't. But over in the community tab, I will have a post that asks you guys what you guys want to see. I'm pretty much going to go with the top comments with the most likes on them, because that just means that there's a general consensus behind them. But yeah, so again, thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I will see you all tomorrow.